I'm Chris from Lala, where I grew up in the Val. That is the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles.
Hi, I'm Dar. I grew up here in St. George, Utah. Chris and I met online in 2018, and we've been married since October of 2021.
And in the last episode, we talked about our thoughts on the movie Disclosure Day. Don't worry, no spoilers this time, and you can watch the entire episode if you haven't seen the movie. But we also briefly honored our dads, and Dar honored me for Father's Day, and so we took a road trip to LA, Los Angeles.
We did.
For we always call the show From Lala to Utah. So we were in Lala. So
we were.
Today we're going to take you from Lala to Utah by spending a little time in Lala.
Yeah, we have a lot of video to share with you today. And we didn't end up bringing our camera and our mics, although it would have been helpful. So you're going to see a lot of footage from our phones today.
So the magic of Pixel and iPhone.
Exactly.
Living in perfect harmony.
Yeah.
Because she's an iPhone person, yes. I'm an Android person.
Yes, that's true.
I think Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney sang about it. So
this is episode 5, and we're calling it Road Trip. So we're going to be sharing video with you of the San Fernando Valley, where Chris grew up, some visuals of Los Angeles and the LA traffic, as well as some video of our drive home through the Virgin River Gorge and into St. George, Utah. We're also going to take you on a special location in the Val, that if you are a member of the Gen X group, and if you loved movies, you're going to recognize this, I think. I think it's a special spot.
Exactly.
So we're going to take you there. And then, just to start the weekend, we were on our way out of town, and your brother Mike said, "Hey, let's have a barbecue. What does everybody think? And who's free to come?" And so, of course, we're on the road, and we're like, "Hey, we'll stop somewhere. What do you need? What do you need to?"
Where do you go for snacks and appetizers?
Exactly.
You cannot in St. George.
Trader Joe's, of course.
Exactly. So Trader Joe's, it's interesting. It is in Utah, but pretty much mostly, it is in northern Utah. You can also go there and go to Las Vegas. So 2-hour trip, 4-hour trip is the best.
We don't have one in here in St. George.
We don't have one.
To many people's disappointment. I mean, we have rallied, we've been asking, we've been emailing, And
I can tell you from my own reporting, the holdup is that Trader Joe's wants some incentives from the city of St. George, and the city of St. George isn't willing to give them at this point. So they kind of feel, at least the leadership, that Trader Joe's needs to play ball a little bit more. That doesn't preclude, let's say, a Washington City or Ivans or Santa Clara from entertaining them. I kind of predict it might end up in Washington.
Okay.
But for right now, the reason people it's always a rumor.
Yeah.
People, of course, they always go out of town, talk to a checker, and the checker knows nothing. It's not like the checker's part of Trader Joe's corporate.
Yeah.
They're not, but they're always telling, well, I've heard it's coming to St. George.
I know.
And I've talked to the people at Trader Joe's. It's not imminent within the next year.
Right.
I can tell you that pretty much for sure.
But when my brother-in-law says, bring hors d'oeuvres or snacks, I know where I want to get them.
And anytime we're in LA or Vegas, we try to get to Trader Joe's. We really do.
And we have to limit ourselves because we want everything in the store. Like if you've shopped at a Trader Joe's, you know what I'm talking about. Like there's certain chocolate chip cookies that you can only get there.
Yes.
There's certain nuts cover
the peanut butter pretzels.
Amazing. Like there's so much just snacks that that are original to them. And that are seasonal too.
Even Lottie. There's a cat treat there.
Yes.
And Lottie knows the words, our cat knows the words Trader Joe's.
She does.
If I say, would you like some Trader Joe's? She asks for the snacks. I can show them really quick.
Sure.
So
if you want
it's right near the camera here. So I'm going to get up.
Grab one.
So I tell Lottie, hey, you want some Trader Joe's? I'm surprised she's sleeping nearby.
She's having a nap.
These are them.
Yeah.
Here, kitty cats. I just say Trader Joe's, and she knows.
She likes them.
She loves. So we have to always also build up our supply of Trader Joe's cat snacks, because once again, it's not like we can go anywhere.
That's true.
So we took some. We decided once again, this is just our cell phones, but we took a little video.
We did. So I'll share it with everybody. How about
let's take a look. So when you're in Southern California, where do you really need to go?
Trader Joe's, of course.
Yep.
And make sure to bring your bags.
Because
they have they'll charge for paper or plastic, but also they're just cool bags. They're just awesome.
And apparently, like on the internet right now, the tote bags are like a big thing.
They're huge.
Do not ask me why.
I'm tempted to buy a few extra just for that reason. Seriously.
So from Lala, Utah, Trader Joe's tote bags will be on sale on eBay.
No. We're collecting them.
That's right. We're just collecting them. There you go.
No, we're not reselling them.
Yeah. So we did the barbecue with Dad. I have to say, my dad, who's dealing with liver disease, is doing a lot better.
He looks so much better. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, it's night and day.
He's not cured by any means.
No, I mean, he can't be cured.
Yeah.
It's not something he can't be cured.
Yeah.
Just, you try to extend the time as much as you can.
Yeah.
He's still not the person he used to be.
But he's getting great care. I mean, your brother, they're making sure that he's fed well, that he's getting out and about, getting lots of good sunshine. Monty's with him.
Yeah,
Monty's his dog. And so it's just, I think he can kind of breathe a sigh of relief a little bit, knowing that family's nearby and that people are looking after him, but also there's people to socialize with too. I think he was kind of lonely. Don't you think so?
Yeah. And, and it just, the biggest thing, caring for, it's part, I think I talked last show about just how it's part of the cycle of life that it's almost a Facebook cycle. You go, from starting out with your, hey, I graduated college, and then it's like I got married and I had kids. And now the cycle, especially of Gen X on Facebook, is watching either people they know who have unfortunately passed, or mostly their parents, or and the issue of caregiving for loved ones is a serious issue. I mean, I remember covering this in Vegas. This was, 10, 15 years ago, how they were talking about the caregiver problem back then, as far as providing aid for people who do have to care for their parents, and it's tough. Mm-hmm. So my one of my brothers has taken, I have to say, just a large part of the responsibility.
Kind of like a primary caregiver.
Yeah. And I think the world of what he's doing. Yeah. And my sister-in-law.
And to be fair, I feel like he feels happy that he can be hands-on. It's not like, hey, Dad's living in Vegas and I'm in LA, and who's keeping an eye on him.
Right.
And I think he can kind of breathe a sigh of relief too. As hard as it is to stay up on top of everything, I think there's kind of an ease in that.
The biggest difference is we have one of those medical alert things, and it was going off all the time. And in my case, I have one brother who was in Vegas, but still he's not.
Oh, he was working full time.
He's working.
Yeah.
And I'd be alerted. I'm second closest because I was 2 hours away in St. George. So he's moved to LA with my, in a ADU with at my brother's home. And it's a big difference getting those alerts and you can get to him as opposed to he's 2 hours away.
Yeah.
For one of the an hour or it's the middle of work.
Yeah.
It's just, but still, it is. No one ever, there's things you don't get prepared for in life, whether it's being a parent, whether it's being a student, whether it's being a 40-year-old, 50-year-old, and you're not prepared for dealing with a loved one. Dar certainly has as well.
Yeah.
So
my dad passed away 4 years ago on this month, June 27th, 4 years ago. So yeah, we're just coming up on 4 years, and we mentioned him a little bit last week because of Father's Day, but we feel him around all the time.
It was a positive weekend with family.
Great to see everybody. We had so much food. It was delicious.
And time with other family, and also we spent time with friends of mine from college. Talking about, for me at least, people have their friends from high school. I keep in touch with a couple people, but the closest friends I have by far are those I was on the college newspaper with to this day, and we've all one who was an exchange student anyway at the time is in Macau, others in LA, others in other parts. It's interesting. We're all journalism students. I'm the only one who's pretty much still
in
is
journalism.
doing journalism. Yeah. Others are teachers.
Yeah.
In one case, one of the most accomplished journalism teachers in the country. She's won national awards.
Yeah.
But they are like they're the people where
they're your tribe. I mean, I feel like they're your chosen family. And I was lucky enough. You guys decided to meet at Bob's Big Boy in Burbank. That's a mouthful.
So Bob's Big Boy in Burbank.
Yes.
If you grew up you can say it. Bob's Big Boy in Burbank. Bob's Big Boy in Burbank. Oh,
see, it's challenging.
But the thing is when I was in high school, everyone wanted to go to Jerry's Deli, which doesn't even exist anymore. But basically, to me, it was overpriced.
Jerry's, not Bob's, Jerry's.
Yeah, Jerry's. Yeah. It was cool because you'd always see celebrity there. I saw Gary Coleman bowling once, and in the alley next to us was a Cats of In Living Color. And you'd always see celebrities there, and it was a place to say you're cool. But boy, for me, it was always Big Boy with, when I was growing up, my grandpa, who worked at Warner Brothers, on the Warner Brothers lot doing cartoons, and after that, Hanna-Barbera, not too far away, he would take us to the Big Boy in Burbank, which had a car hop. They just kind of like Sonic, they would serve you in the car. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, yeah.
But this was always a landmark for me, and there used to be tons of Big Boys in LA and around the country, and now it's pretty much just, I think, 2 in LA, including this one. I think there's a couple in other places. There might be one in Vegas still, if I'm correct. But this was a classic one. This was one of the originals. I don't know if it was the original, but it's one of the originals. It dates back to the 40s. Its architecture is famous. The giant neon sign and all that. And once again, it's also a celebrity spot. When David Lynch passed away about a year or so ago, the memorial for him was at the Big Boy statue on the outside.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Huh. So what you're going to see, we're going to show you our little travel log to Big Boy in Burbank and hanging with my college friends a little bit.
So you're not going to see the college friends because we want to protect their privacy.
Their identity.
Yes. But we did, we met the people that we could in person there. And then we got online and shared kind of a Zoom-like meeting with the others, and it was just really fun. We ate outside, and they were very kind to include me this time. And I just want to shout out to your friends and how I know how much you care about them, and me being able to interact in person with them, I realize what genuine, kind people they are, and how well they listen, and how they really do have each other's back. It really is a chosen family. And people are willing to drive an hour or two to do breakfast or lunch or brunch.
Well, in LA, an hour or two can be like 2 miles, but still, it's more than that. And we Zoomed with friends from other places at the same time. We brought a laptop and
out on the patio and chatted, and it was just a lovely, lovely time.
So let's take a look at a little bit of our time at Bob's Big Boy in Burbank.
On the 110 North in LA.
Purple Lane.
Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Father's Day weekend. It's been good so far. Just wanted to get a little LA visuals. Listening to K-Rock.
Yeah, good old K-Rock. It's downtown LA.
Got the June gloom going.
Coming up on our left, you see a big silver thing. The Space Shuttle Endeavour is inside that. So they just about finished it. That's the new Space Shuttle Museum. So it's the only one where the Space Shuttle stands up on its tank. To the left of that, you see those light towers. That's the LA Coliseum, where it's going to hold its 3rd Olympics in 2 years. Bob. He's a big boy.
This was a hangout for
Absolutely.
your family, for your grandpa, for your friends.
Grandpa used to bring me here for the car hop.
The car hop?
Taking me to Warner Brothers Studios to see his new Bugs Bunny cartoon.
And explain for the people who are too young to know what a car hop is.
So you park, well, you're Sonic.
Right.
You park the, if you've gone to Sonic, same thing, but you park the car, you order your food, they bring the food to your car, and you eat in the car.
Yeah.
Not drive through, you just eat.
Sit in your car, they bring you a tray. Sometimes it hangs off your window.
To the detriment of Dar. It just, especially if you're Chris, it just falls out. And months later, you got some super big boy combo on this. So there you go.
Please no. Please no. That's the real Bob. This one?
Mm-hmm. That's the real Bob. And
look at all these celebs right here.
Are there celebs here? Oh, there's a couple of these.
Couple, yeah.
Well, Lightning McQueen, obviously. Been filming Summer Heat here, obviously. Hey, Jake! Hey, Jake!
There's one over here.
Let's see, the Beatles.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the Beatles here. Bob used to come here quite a bit. Bob Hope. The Winters was frequented here.
Yeah. And then now, Chris Reed.
And now, wow. I remember late nights here. Well, when I was really young with my parents, and I'd fall asleep on the table, like on the chair on the table.
On the bench, yeah.
I can't do it anymore. So right after that, we were together, but I took Dar on a tour of my old neighborhood where I grew up.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I grew up on Bel Air Avenue, not Big Bel Air. We were not rich. Bel Air Avenue, Bellaire in North Hollywood. So let's take a look at my old digs, NoHo.
Yeah.
Now you'll see we're gonna come closer. Is the movie theater I saw most of the movies at growing up. This was Sears over here, Valley Plaza.
That's now a Burlington.
It's now 3 stores. It's a Ross, Burlington, and a Target. This all was one Sears.
Yeah. Got some.
I remember when they were building this building.
Tall buildings.
And I was as far as a kid watching them building it.
Yeah.
That's where I learned about construction, from watching them building it.
Mm-hmm.
So this street is where the infamous North Hollywood shootout took place. You can look it up. My brother and sister still lived in the neighborhood, and I was freaked out the whole time. I was covering the LA Open at the time with Tiger Woods playing, and we just started seeing on the Myers in the media center, and that's my old neighborhood. And so that took place right over here, Bank of America, which is still there. And this on the left is, first of all, this building, the Wells Fargo building, used to have a bell, like a bell tower, and it was like our Big Ben. It would play on the hour, dun, 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 and you'd find out, what time it is. Mm-hmm. And we could hear it everywhere. Mm. And then at noon every day, it would play a song. I found out later, I always thought it was like a tape or a recording. No, it is an actual person who played like a glockenspiel or something up there. Mm. He was always live. Mm. And stopped because he died.
Oh.
So he also was apparently the organist in the Forum for a while. That he played music for our whole neighborhood basically at noon every day. Mm. So this one over here was the UA Theater. At first, it used to be a pick and save, and then they turned it into a movie, 6 movie theaters. If you see the TV series Fallout, the second season, Fallout Vegas, this was Fallout Vegas. They turned all this into Las Vegas, basically. I'm not trying to just keep going in a second because there's no reason really pulling there.
Okay.
So we'll keep going. Importantly, a little bit on, I always talk about the 7-Eleven I walk to all the time to get either a comic book or a Slurpee, or during the Olympics edition every day of the Olympics. It's on the right. That's the 7-Eleven I would always walk to from home. Still is a 7-Eleven. This was a Winchell's Donuts. I think it's Pizza Hut now. Yeah, it still is a Pizza Hut. This is my dad's liquor store, still is. And then right next to it, that was Too Hip, the arcade. It's now a Mexican market. But that was Too Hip. So we're going to go up my old street, my old neighborhood, Bel Air Avenue. These trees were so much shorter. These were not tall trees growing up. This was pretty open area. And now it's better. You know, when I was growing up as a kid, it would be all about the tree people and grow more trees because it's going to improve things. And it did. This used to be all open and it looks much better with trees, I'll tell you that. Oh, that's nice. E-bikes. This is, I would come up the street, coming up from school. We're going to go to my school, elementary school. This is my street. Trees, once again, much taller than they were when I was a kid.
Trees grow, honey.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And we planted these right here on the left.
Oh, yeah.
These massive trees, we planted them. I'm going to park across the street here. Yep, this is my house. It did not look this nice. And this is a tree I climbed up almost every day. Once again, much smaller. Wow. I mean, it's a completely different house in so many ways, but I still see it. They really did a nice job with it, I have to say. My dad got it through what was called a Cal Vet loan for being a veteran. Mm-hmm. Because my parents couldn't really afford a house, but they got a house. Mm-hmm. This is back when houses were, what, $20,000 or something?
So what age, how long did you live here? From when to when?
Age 2 on. So this was from age 2 until I went to college. I lived here. Officially, it was a 2-bedroom house, but we converted a den into a bedroom, and all 3 boys, our bedroom was right there before Mike was born. Jason and me were in the bunkhead on the right side there, and Rob was on the left side, and this is where he would do the day before school, start doing the hum, the song all night, keeping us up.
Phenomena,
yeah. And then Mike was born, and so we turned one of the back rooms into another bedroom, and that became Jason and Mike, and Rob and I stayed in there. And later, Rob when we became a real teenager, he got his own room that was the den, and that became my room in high school when Rob went off to college. Once again, I always got the hand-me-downs from Rob, so he goes off to college, it becomes my room. Wow.
What does it feel like to be back?
It's like everything. It's like I see it and I still see the memories, and the memories are there and they never leave you. So it's not like this is my house now. Mm-hmm. Someone else's house. But this was my house. And I remember what everything was like it was yesterday, even though we're talking, don't tell me it's 40, 50 years ago, but it was 40, 50 years ago. And like I said, in the main front yard, all the trees that we planted are gone, but these are still here. And Dad and the boys, we planted those as saplings.
Yeah.
So they see them, gosh, what you would say, that's maybe at least 70 feet tall, maybe? Maybe I'm overstating it. Or 60 feet tall, and we planted those things when they were little twigs in the ground. Had be 77 or 78. Before Mike was born. And so we, just like you see these things say, I did that. We planted. Mm-hmm. Those are the trees we planted.
Want me to get out and show how tall they are?
So repave the street. We'll let this car go by.
Yeah.
One time, my brothers and my house used to play catch in the street. You know, you grew up and you just yell car and you get out.
Of course.
But one time, Burt Lancaster, this was before Field of Dreams, came by in this big Chrysler, and you know, he literally did a thing for Field of Dreams before Field of Dreams came out. He goes, "Keep playing, boys." You know.
Yeah. There you go.
So we're across right here. They paved this. It's funny. This was well paved. My dad, when he tried to pave the backyard, this was the apple tree right here. It's now a fountain. This was we all got to plant a tree. So the apple tree was Rob planted that. The orange tree that was right here was the one planted for me, and I helped plant it. And Jason planted a plum tree right here. And then Mike was a lemon tree, which was made the biggest lemons you'll see in your life. You can see how tall these trees have become.
Yeah.
That we planted. So I want to come around here. I would climb up here. Oh, there's no way to this.
No. Do you see the sea?
Here. I stenciled on the hands of me.
Yeah, take a picture.
Right up here.
Video recording.
I stenciled C and R. I bet if you looked really, really closely, you can see kind of, yeah, you can. I mean, I can see, I don't know if you can see in the video. There's a C right there and an R right there. And that's my doing. I don't know if you can see in the video. I can see it. I can see my C and R. Can you see it, honey?
I can't see from where I am, but I'll look at the video.
Okay, yeah. So C, R. Yeah, this was a science center. I don't think it is anymore. We used to have tadpole ponds here. Yeah, some of the old classroom. This was a science center, so we had. They got rid of it. This is where my kindergarten class was. We used to have Pooh Bear, and they covered this up. So it's all there. We didn't have these extra buildings. This is my old school. We didn't have that nice playground. Geez, the kids are so lucky. College and career ready. We're up at elementary school now. This is my elementary school. Monlux Elementary. I still to this day don't know who John B. Monlux actually was. Looks like I do some work. It's the auditorium. Still the same sign up, not that one, but the one up there. We'll go by our old cafeteria. Well, I fell in love with LAUST coffee cake and pizza. And then Miss Gooch adopted our school, and it went away in favor of Carob and Sprouts. Yeah, covered up now. I assume it's probably still the cafeteria. Stacy lived over there.
So where are we heading now?
So I'm going to make a left. We're going to go to my high school. And what's interesting is over there is Mary Ellen Drive, and there's a girl named Mary Ellen who went to school with who lived in Mary Ellen.
Wow.
Oh, remember I used to tell you about the towers?
Mm-hmm.
That were, it was like our own little Stranger Things radio station. Even the sign is exactly the sign that's in the show. Like it's the same lettering and everything. Like, and positively, it's inspired by it. But those are towers. So because those towers, you go on the phone, you'd always hear KMPC in between your calls. Okay, so we're coming up on the left of my high school. Wow, they have a sign now saying the Great Wall of Los Angeles. Let's go by my high school first, and we'll come back to the Great Wall. So I stopped here, and I think they're going to expand this way. But we're going to come back to that. There's my high school, very high. The interiors of many 80s and 90s high school films are in here as well. So, for example, Clueless. Must be summer school. We're going to go by my high school football field. We still have a farm. So we have a little farm on campus where it goes, we hear them all the time going, ah! Oh, here's soccer series here. Or just like the other science center is going. And right across the street is a community college called Valley College. So we always call it Grant West, which was like, you know, okay, you didn't succeed if you ended up at Grant West instead of a college. Now, they don't have animals anymore. Could be an animals' rights thing. That's the baseball field back here. Some well-known players were out back. A couple others played baseball here. We didn't have lights. They have lights now. This was the football field I played on. Still the same scoreboard. This is my football field. See, we had a pretty rinky-dink football field. And we didn't even have lights, so we had to play nothing but day games. And in the San Fernando Valley, it gets to be about 100, 105 degrees in the summer, 110, like basically St. George weather. And so we had Hell Week in this condition, and we played games in the day because we didn't have lights. They have lights now, finally. And there's always something cool, though, about we always had to have home day games because the great thing about day game, you were done with the game about 4 or 5, and you had the rest of the night. You can have fun on Friday night. Otherwise, you're playing football on Friday night, and there's no fun afterwards. You're exhausted to go home. But yeah, this is where I did the karate kick, the sack, and got away with it. No flag. Because I flew through the air with one leg and knocked the quarterback in. It was great. On local public access TV. The tree. I had a couple times under a tree. Used to be a wooden bridge. This is a newer bridge. Used to be a rickety wooden bridge you can cross on the other side. It's a big old metal bridge now. The LA River, which is nothing but a trickle. This is a nice bridge. So, I'll show you this way.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Okay, so this right here, from there all the way over there, is the longest mural still this day in the world. So look at this book. And it's just based about the history of California and Los Angeles. So basically we're in the early part of the 20th century right here. So Charlie Chaplin, Thomas Edison. And it was done in 76. They added an addition a block that way in 84 for the 84 Olympics. And they're going to add the history up to 84. And right now they're working on the one more edition for the next Olympics. That'll be everything from 1984 to 2028. And if you think about it, there's been a lot of history since then.
Yeah.
You got 9/11 in there. You got
yeah.
And you can see this is the mighty LA River. Now, if you get a flash flood, this thing fills up like crazy. But otherwise, this is usually the mighty LA River.
And what's on the other side over here? I would assume it's
more the Great Wall of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Then you go World War I. These are the mostly students who painted it. You can see in 1976. So I'll bring the camera back a little bit so we don't accidentally drop. But this is my high school over here. I know you're supposed to be building. I don't see it. But that's where I went to high school. We had thousands of students. I know DARS used to, her school's having how many students?
Well, I think there was 370 something in my graduating class, but when I started there was 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So yeah, I'd say about 1,200 students originally. Yeah.
Yeah. My graduating class had 1,200 12th graders.
Wow.
You see, the supervisor was Judith Baca is the artist who created this, and she's still with us, and she's still spearheading. So first part was in 76, second part was in 84, and the last part will be for 2028. That's pretty amazing. I mean, this is a hell of an accomplishment, and still the world record, and it's going to be bigger. So, yeah.
So after Chris took me around his neighborhood, he took me to another location in the valley that was very special to me growing up. So we're also going to share that with you.
Surprise!
Yeah. So we are at a valley location that if you're a movie buff, this should be familiar to you. So I go right then left? No. Left, then right, then go inside. You'll find him on the left.
Hiya, Huskies. Okay, pop it.
Pop it! So where could we possibly be?
Yeah, this, I always wanted to find this. And this is the Karate Kid apartment. And they're in apartment 20, one flight up, right? Open your eyes, my darling son. This is the Garden of Eden.
Yeah. Hi.
They knew what we were doing. They wanted to ruin our shot.
So it's time to head back from Lala to Utah.
Yeah.
And it's about a 6 or 7 hour drive.
Yeah.
We've made it a science.
Yeah. We have certain stops that we always love to stop at. And so it breaks up the drive in a fun way. And we'll either have music or a podcast
and this might be, I hope that the Highway Patrol is not listening, but we do put on movies like a Netflix or something like that. They're always something that we've seen a billion times.
Yeah, we're not actually watching the screen.
We're not watching the screen.
We're basically hearing it.
But basically, considering it's like a 6 or 7 hour drive, we know it's like a flight. It's like
we call it our in-flight movie.
It's our in-flight movie. You kind of dictate. It makes a long flight shorter to have movies you watch.
It does.
So same thing. You're just listening, whether it's a Back to the Future, usually it's a Star Wars movie. What's funny though is this is, the cutesy Chris and Dar thing bristling for a moment, but we have such good conversations that usually we don't listen to more
than one.
I mean,
usually we might pause it and we'll be like, we'll talk about something that the movie brought up or that we're listening to or
a podcast.
Or we'll even just pull a question like on a little card deck, or it'll be like something occurs to us and we'll pause it and we'll be like, well, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
And we'll just talk and talk.
And we talk and talk and suddenly we're just about on the border back into Utah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting though, when you drive from Los Angeles, Southern California to St. George, Utah, you end up going through 3 states basically, 4 states actually. And at one time, you're in one state for maybe, 5 or 10 minutes, and you're going between 2 or 3 different time zones, especially this time of the year, because Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time.
That's true. I didn't think about that. So it may or may not be the same time zone as Utah, but it could be. So California is Pacific. Arizona does its own thing.
Nevada is Pacific still, but then suddenly it's Arizona time zone, but then it's Mountain time zone.
Yeah.
And it could literally be boom, boom, boom. So
That's true.
The modern vehicles like ours, they will automatically do that. Yeah. I mean,
our phones automatically.
But in the old days, it'd just be like, what time is it? I have no idea. So it's kind of cool. You're in California, you're in Nevada, you're in Arizona, you're in Utah.
Yeah.
But just before you get into Utah, that's the only way. It's not the only way, but it's the quickest way.
I mean, the other way is the old Highway 91. which you can go. It is still open. It's maybe 10 minutes longer.
But that's 10 minutes to your drive.
It's not horrible. And sometimes if the gorge is full, because sometimes there are accidents in the gorge or a rock falls or whatever, they're doing construction.
And it's certainly an issue, because if there's any issue on the 15 between St. George and Las Vegas,
it's the only other way.
There's no other way.
Yeah.
I mean, if the 15 is closed in any way, if all lanes are blocked, you're not going anywhere.
Unless you go Highway 91, and that
Highway 91 is just from Utah to Arizona.
Well, that's
Littlefield.
true. Yeah,
from Littlefield on, it's just the 15.
That's true.
Unless you're going to go off-roading through the desert, which is illegal anyway, you're not going. You're stuck.
I would love to see a train up the middle of the I-15, or some alternative route. I'm surprised that there isn't one, but it could be because of the Virgin River Gorge and how all-encompassing it is.
Yeah.
Because they had to blast quite a bit to get through it, but it's gorgeous though.
It really is. It's I always talk about the hidden gems of southern Utah. The Virgin River Gorge, which people sometimes just drive through, especially they drive through at night and have no idea what it looks like.
True.
I think I talked about it in the video that we're about to show.
Yeah.
To me, it could very easily have been a national park or national monument itself. Yeah. That's how beautiful it is.
And the first time you saw it was our first date.
Our first date.
And
I think I talked a little bit this last time where it was just like, wow, this is a beautiful place.
Nobody's ever mentioned
No one's ever mentioned this. No one mentions that.
Yeah.
Going into St. George, that people don't realize. It's funny, we watch one of our favorite fellow YouTubers, Philly and Keely.
Yeah.
They did a video. They didn't spend much time in St. George other than Zion National Park, but they were in the Virgin River Gorge thinking this is like a national monument or
amazing.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing here. And they're describing it as if it's Zion, but it's not. It's the Virgin River Gorge.
Well, honestly, they've said Utah is one of their favorite states. They want to come back. I think they would be quite happy to live here, and we would be happy to have them.
Happy to have them. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So let's take the last journey. This is what it's like.
The last part of the leg,
Last part of the leg. We were lucky enough this case that was right around sunset. There was actually a brush fire in Nevada at the time.
So there was smoke in the sky a little bit. So it made the sunset a little darker, a little redder. And I took quite a bit of footage, even right as we were getting off the I-15, off the freeway, onto, right into St. George. So hope you enjoy the visuals of through the Virgin River Gorge and into St. George.
This is the last part. This is the to Utah part coming up.
That's right.
So, Chris, we're driving through Vegas.
Yeah.
On our way back home from California. What do you miss Vegas? I know you had a lot of fun here.
No, it is a great, as a resident, as a local, it's a great place to live. It really is, especially Henderson.
Yeah.
Summerlin, it's really weird in that it has a small town feeling, and there are also cool things. Like, for one thing, everything's a 24-hour town, not just a strip. So you could be in the middle of the night, if you have the munchies or whatever, you can go to the market at 3 a.m. and the market's open.
Yeah.
Like the supermarket, not like 7-Eleven, but like the supermarket.
Yeah.
And I remember there's a couple times, especially in the middle of the night, you go to the supermarket and a performer from Cirque du Soleil would just show up.
In costume?
Oh, yeah. They didn't have time to take costume off, so they're in their full Cirque du Soleil outfit, just,
getting groceries before they go home.
Groceries before they go home.
Yeah. What time would that be? Like midnight or?
2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Wow. Yeah.
And plus, I did a lot of swing shifts here.
Yeah.
It's never, a person's never meant to do that. It's
just
no matter what, your brain still says it's night. I don't know how it works in places where they have midnight sun or anything.
Right.
Your brain says it is night. I'm not supposed to be up to go everything.
Yeah.
But you could, it really is. I mean, it's got the heat. It's like St. George in that respect. I mean, it could be really, really, really hot. There's Vegas, like St. George, has 4 months of perfect weather. So 2 months of perfect weather, bracketed by 4 months of super duper hot.
Yeah.
Surface of the sun heat. St. George.
Really
then
dry heat.
2 perfect months, then 4 cold months.
Yeah.
Not quite, East Coast Minnesota cold, but cold. I mean, like where you feel the seasons.
Right. And I don't want to interrupt you, but we have the Allegiant Stadium coming up here.
So check this out.
Yeah.
I love this place. I love the fact that this video screen on the outside is one way, like a one-way mirror. So if you're inside the stadium, you just look out and you see the freeway here.
Yeah.
But we see a video screen. And I'm surprised this place wasn't used for the World Cup because it would have been, Vegas would have been great for the World Cup.
Yeah.
You have the rooms, you have a really good stadium. It's a great place to watch a game, I have to say.
Yeah.
More than SoFi, because it's not as massive.
Yeah.
But I remember being, and didn't have any pro teams, and I remember saying, "Oh, they're going to have pro teams here someday."
Yeah. Because
they have the local base combined with, if you're a tourist or if you're from somewhere else, and you have to pick which road game am I going to go to. Do you really want to go to on the road to watch your team in Cleveland, or do you want to go to Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No shade against Cleveland.
No shade against Cleveland, but it's different. I mean, Cleveland's better.
I'm going to spin around here. T-Mobile Arena.
Golden Knights.
And
first year, I was a Kings fan, but the first year they go to the Stanley Cup, a team of misfits. They call themselves the Misfits, and they go all the way.
Yeah.
No team in any sport has ever done that, or it's that a team in their first year goes all the way to the championship.
And man, Vegas loves their Knights. They are loyal,
and because that Vegas will always be the number one team here.
Yeah, the Knights. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. The Raiders came here, the A's came here. An NBA team is going to be here soon. They just and it was also the fact that was the time of the shooting, the tragic shooting at the concert. A lot of people died, and everyone here knew someone who was there. I had to help somebody. I had to stay up and help somebody who was near someone who was bleeding and was freaked out of their life. They still have PTSD about it.
You walked this person through. They were a coworker of yours, and you walked them through on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go to sleep either because of that whole thing. And so finally, everyone that morning, I do mean just about everyone, tried to go donate blood, try to do something.
Wow, that's great.
And so I'm at the blood thing. I ended up being interviewed by the New York Times that day.
Wow.
Just a human being here first.
Yeah.
And the Knights show up. And we didn't know these guys. I mean, the hockey team hadn't played one game yet, but the hockey team just showed up in mass to donate blood.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And instantly, it's like, oh, they're up. And you would see them driving around town. It's part of, as a local, Las Vegas is the biggest small town in the country.
Yeah.
We'd see just players in their cars driving around, and we'd say hi to them and hi back. Vegas is a great place. Yeah, it's a city of sin. Yeah, but it's a place that shouldn't exist for where it is.
Because of the lack of water?
Lack of water. It's. I mean, you talk about the heat in St. George. I mean, it's always 10 degrees more here. So.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's a magical place, and if you certainly like neon and lights like I do, I mean, gosh, no place better in the world.
Yeah.
But it can be a depressing place at the same time, especially if you're having a bad situation or if you can't control your sins.
Yeah.
If you can't control your sins, not a place to be.
Yeah. Too many temptations.
But boy, I did love living here. So this is the Virgin River Gorge, which really marks the boundary between Arizona and Utah. And to me, if this wasn't the road, basically what it takes, this would be a national park or a national monument itself, because it's just beautiful. It's almost like a mini Grand Canyon in a way.
When was the first time you saw this?
So, I mean, this is the thing. I'm coming to see you for the first time.
Yeah.
And this is really the first impression people get of St. George in Utah.
Yeah.
And they realize this is much more than what they thought it was.
Yeah.
And so immediately I'm like, where did this come? Like, wow. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind for many things in Utah, as far as scenery is concerned and everything else, is the word wow. Whether it's this, Bryce Canyon Cedar, the hidden gem that is Cedar Breaks, of course, Zion National Park, that the scenery is just so awe-striking, I guess, like a better term. So it was a preview of what was to come, of just how beautiful this place is. And I'll say about any kind of these rock formations in St. George or southern Utah in general, is that depending on the time of year, the way the sun strikes it, it looks different every time.
Yeah.
So when people say, do you ever get tired of these views? I always reply, I've never seen the same view twice.
That's true. Depending on the time of year. And
yeah, where the sun is, the time you're traveling.
Yeah. And speaking of, I mean, it's 8:35 on Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just heading back from
back home.
Los Angeles and went through Arizona and Nevada. And
that's the other thing. You travel literally through 3 states. And, we don't have 2 or 3 time zones, because especially this time of year, Arizona doesn't spring back for daylight savings time. So that's another thing. You have to, your time changes, you lose an hour or again an hour, depending on which direction you're traveling.
Yeah.
And because St. George is right on the edge of the time zone, it'll be light until about 10:30 this time of year. You got the Virgin River going right below us.
Oh, I kind of missed it.
Man, look at those views. So this right here would be its own national park on its own right. So I guess it's kind of a moral of the story is you sometimes forget the amazing view you have just in everyday life that's not necessarily called a national park or a national monument. And also the importance of keeping this. I mean, why put houses on these beautiful, just looking at that, and I've seen other people come into St. George and say, I've heard people who come through here who think this is Zion National Park.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
That's how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
And it's just the Virgin River Gorge.
Yeah.
So if you live in St. George, to us, it's just a gorge.
A lot of people drive from Mesquite to St. George every day, or vice versa, right?
Right. But I truly never get tired of these views.
Yeah.
smoke clouds from the various wildfires.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
I mean, we have amazing sunsets anyway.
Yeah.
But then you add the smoke. Here, let me see.
Luckily, this one in particular is in the uninhabited area.
Yeah. So this side of town has a lot of the car dealerships. But looks like we're going to run into a really nice sunset in front of us.
Coming up this road the first time after the gorge when I was going to see it for the first time.
Yeah.
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 Well, we're back, and that's it for today's show. If you enjoy what we do here, please like and subscribe our videos, subscribe to our channel, play it in the background on YouTube and Spotify, and please feel free to share our links on your social media with your friends and family.
And in the comments below this video, I would like you to share what you enjoyed most about this episode. Have you been to any of the places that we've talked about today? And aside from that, you can always reach out to us. You can call 435-990-5824, or you can email us at fromlalatoutah@gmail.com. Thanks for being with us today, and we'll see you again on Monday. Until then, have a great week.
Have yourself a great week.
Thanks.